Alright, and we're back for another game. Just had a little bit of a look before. Yeah, pretty noticeable how good their zone is and just how many mistakes that we ended up making, but still some pretty good passages of play and definitely worth going over anyway. So big thanks to Sanger for doing the filming as well. Alright, good start, good set of clearance. Boys go after it pretty hard, it's good. It's good from Jacko there. And nice little setup, but unfortunately just doesn't hit the target there. And then look at the spread from the Pachuca players here. Nice anchor shape around the back, but goes to a hot spot. It's good hustle from everyone. A little bit of a overcommitment to the ball, but anyway, not a bad little start, and just a little miss there from Bruno and Codes, but yeah, a bit of luck as well from them. Yeah, good pressure on the ball. Maybe just overcommitted a little bit. Obviously, Will just a bit with the overzealous tackle, and yeah, when they got forward of centre, they just moved it really quickly in. Obviously, even though they missed the mark, they still managed a way to just to kind of dribble it forward. Basically, yeah, just the same way that we wanted to kind of play. They just get the early reward. Another good centre clearance, good movement through the contest, kind of bouncing, pushing off your player and go in there, Will. Really good man up there from everyone, fantastic. Good from Riz coming in. Good little passage of play. Just missed the target again. And then look at the shape from Pachuca. We're just kind of maybe overcommitting a little. Yeah, them just back in their one-on-ones. Good hustle there from boys there, and just unfortunate, just hit Bruno again. Still pretty good setup. here, number 17, just stalking the back. Riz is also stalking, so he gets it. Good hustle from Harry, good run from Will. Yeah, just a bit unfortunate. But yeah, look, there they go. Just small little chip kicks through the zone. Well done, Jack. Good intercept. But again, just getting it to a bit high. Good follow up there, boys. Good tackling. It's a good little tackle. That's a great tackle for it there from Brad. And he rolls it back at us. See, this is where you can see the Chuka zone here across the middle there. Just, yeah, really hard to kick through there. It's such a brave tactic, but you see the result of it there. And then you look at the spread of those other guys just moving out to the wing in formation. Midfielder comes through. That's yep, he's definitely a midfielder. And then switches on. And just doesn't get the kick quite right. It's a good chase. But still managed to get it forward. Lucky PD, little 1%er. We can just hold it up a little bit here. Clear and kick, but that zone's still there. So pretty good result, just getting it out there. Yeah, just movement through the contest there. That's all that ever wins them. Well done from Bruno. Just got the kick smothered, unfortunately. Yeah, good positioning there is. Just a little fumble. Good Brad. Just a little bit too much on it. And just goes out of bounds. I reckon just another couple of weeks of you guys playing together as forwards, I reckon that'll get better and better, I reckon. I reckon that's a good example of just like one of those goals that we probably should have got, but just, you know, lack of playing time together and not knowing how each other kind of likes the ball. But anyway. Let's see if... Oh yeah, free kick. Good goal. Just shows it, you know, get it down to your forward line and yeah, give yourself an opportunity to score. Good centre clearance again. Unlucky from Jacko, just got tackled as he kicked it. Again, good setup here. Really good setup from everyone. Not committing, not too much overcommitment. You can see that when you can do that kind of stuff, you can lock it in. This is good from Tui's. You can already see, if you look in the back half there, you can kind of see the zone. You can see the guys at the back See the guy well out the back who's given a bit of ground, and the guy in the goal square, just, yeah, really good shape. And that's what kind of can happen if you set up really well, is that they don't have anywhere to kick to. So that's a really good kick there, is just, yep, put it in the hot spot. Just unfortunate. You just need to get a few boys at the bottom of that. That guy just read it a bit better. But anyway, forced the mistake again, which is good. A little congested, but that's alright. And you can see how they zone up like 20, 17, 23, 1, all in the front half of this. They're all just kind of stalking. 21's now going back into position. Yeah, you can see how they all just know how to roll around into the zone. Leaving space in the middle of the field for them to kind of use like this. Good hustle though, really good hustle. Gives us an opportunity. But just, yeah, kicked it. Good positioning of their fullback into that zone, just hard to get through. But again, this is good from us, just making it difficult across halfback for them to do anything. Again, you can see slight overcommitment from us. You can see 25, 17, 20, all just in this lovely shell around the outside. But anyway, just good hustle. So this is a full 10 minutes where it's been pretty even. If anything, you've had a lot of the possession and the territory. But instead of being able to hit them with a bit of scoreboard pressure, we've just been able to let their defence get a bit of you get a bit of easy touch. This is fine, repeat stoppages against a pretty good team. Shells look pretty good. Lots of talking in there, which looks good. Good movement when the ball comes in. But yeah, it's that guy at the back. Good hustle from Sammy there. Bruno, really good. You can see that they don't get sucked in, 7, 11, 61, 17. They all just stalk the inside of this contest and really back the guys to go in there. Another good repel from our backs here. Just a bit unlucky, Bruno. Looking for a settler, which is exactly what we wanted. Ball come in, chaos intercept, and then he's looking for a settler and just missed the side of his foot. So, right idea, just missed the execution. So, I think we can fix those things as long as we're doing the right kinds of things. We can fix those skill errors. Yep, see 17 on the outside, 7 in the middle here, all just stalking through that zone. And this is why also I like to run those patterns when we at the start of training. It's so that you get used to looking like this. Look, 17 here again. You can see the bloke just on the side of him, and I can't see the number there. And so Paddy's got to try to cover 2 here. 25 on the back shell. Paddy's trying to direct a bit of traffic, trying to, you know, man some of these men up, so good tackle, Mitchie. But again, yeah, just the spare man on the back of the contest. That's why we do those drills at the start of the thing, and that's why it's really important for the backs and the forwards to kind of come up as a unit, because the more you actually train yourselves to kind of just be in the position that you're meant to be, it's just what these guys obviously do, because you just look at how well they just stay in the positions that they have to stay in. So that's a good tackle, Bruno. But yeah, so you know, you can kind of if you keep your eye on the green, the way that they move through the field, like even now when they set up, they all just kind of go in lines. You can see that line in front of P Diddy. You can see this line across the middle of the field here. 17 and the bloke moving into that hot spot. 7, 15. You can see him put his arms out. So yeah, you can just see that they just know that they're just literally just move in layers. You can see here that they just still got the zone going. Put a bit of pressure on the zone. Someone comes in and kind of cleans up. It's a not great kick in there, mate. But they recovered well. Not a good kick from that young fella, but so I think the big thing is that you can see how much pressure this zone kind of puts on you visually, and it's another thing that I talk about, like when we talk about like things just being effective because they're visual. I think when you look up and you just see walls of green, and it's hard to pick out teammates, especially if they like cluster or if they're just kind of like, you know, moving stationary or whatever. But you can see here again just the green, the lines of green that go out. Guy coming in from the back again. They look really well drilled at being able to just also kind of pulse. So like they come into a short stoppage and then pulse out again, and that's why you can see this guy on the outside here, and he really stays on the outside there, because then they can kind of, you know, they kind of come in and then come out and use the space that they've just created. That's good from Willie. Really good kick. And that's how you got to beat them. You just got to pick it apart. But see, we got just no shape around the outside there. You know, like we need to have it. Like what are you all creeping up for? We need to have some shape. Perfect opportunity to kind of switch it or open some space up through the middle for AJ there or Hunter. But no. Good stoppage. Again, they just hold that shell. Again, look, these two are out on the shell. 17 running through the middle. And then look, they come up, and then even them, he tells, putting his arms out, come on, we come up as a line. But good little hustle from the backs there. Kept us in it for a lot of the game, I reckon. Like, really impressed with the back line, actually, how they just kind of held their own all day. It got a lot worse than this, and they really didn't give up that much. So I think the best thing was that I noticed is that like we got an opportunity to be able to kick goals a lot. You know, if we take our opportunities, we can get the high score. But the fact that we can keep this team to this lower score was really good, because if we can just kick a few more goals, you know, I reckon we could put a lot of pressure on this team. It's just little things like that, you know, just like good tackles. Just real hustle from the backs. They certainly didn't die out there wondering. Again, you can see just this super structured 61, 17 down the back there, 28, 18 on the outside. Yeah, they know how to like, look, basically it's just all of them on that outside of that line there. Just keeping the ball, you know, yeah, basically letting it just flip around in the middle there and just waiting on the outside until it's ready to come out. Really good from the backs again. That's a pretty silly kick. This is like 30 or 40 seconds to go in the term, and yeah, just a bit of a silly kick to need a bit more situational awareness. I think that was Will. I can't remember. But yeah, just needed a bit more awareness there just to settle it down. Because I think up to that point, I think the score's 1-2 or something. And then, yeah. Yeah, so you can see 10 seconds to go there, so not the ideal time. Might have been 1-1 then, up until then. Yeah, it was, so that's unfortunate, but anyway. So you can see just a few little mistakes, that's all it was. I mean, yeah, just a couple of little errors. And that's what happens. You know, downfield, free kick, and then just easy chip in for goal, and then yeah, that one there, which is just a intercept off the half back. Yeah, we could probably rub both those out and be in front. So yeah, you know, should be up by about 3-4 goals here, really. Anyway, really good from the defence again. Again, you can just see they just build those shells. 15, 17, just sitting on the outside. They just really struggle to get through it. It's a great kick though, little kick. It just gups, you just needed to get that off quicker. Harry was on there. Instead you just kick the two on one, and yeah, just got to be really brave. Take those short ones on. And you can just see here that the zone just works again. Good movement through from them. Right, really good from our boys just to hold them up a bit. Did well all day, those backs, and also mids getting in and helping them. It was good. So you can see we've got them really hemmed in here, which is good. Just getting a lot of pressure around the ball, which is good, and then we finally get the kick out. Yep, which is good there. Look, unlucky Brad just hits the side of his boot there. If he just got that a bit longer down to Sunny or something. That's alright. It's still a bit greasy early on, so. But you can see just one mistake and then they punish you with field position as well, Echuca. I think that's one thing in that first quarter that was they couldn't really deal with, and it breaks it down a little bit, is the field position. But as soon as they get to where they know You know, look at 10 and 11 here, just sitting perfectly in line. 17 still on the outside. You can just see it. They're almost like a soccer team in the way that how straight they are. You can see even just there, that line there, 24 and his mate back there. You can see that they just come up in unison. Again, 10, 17, all in a line. And basically, you know, all we can do is look up and go to a boundary where we got Gups and Mitch standing next to each other, and Ads just kind of not pushing up to the contest there. Yeah, you can see even all the way down, 22, 26, all just lined up. And they do just sometimes just walk it through, just all peeling off. But, you know, to get them to have a shot like this is pretty good. Yeah, I think that's like one thing that I was really, really happy with was that we just managed to defend really well and just muddy up the style of play. So, yeah, so you just missed a kick there. Just put too much pressure on ourselves, you know, like, you know, just need to get that on its way, and then maybe down to the wing or something. And anyway, also they're forcing us into the corners again, which is really good from them. But you know, just our backs just had so much tenacity. But yeah, they just look. There you go, just the wall of them again. It's good 1%ers there from Brad, but yeah, they're just good enough to get it forward. It's just hard to, yeah, you can't really get it through it just by kicking and hoping, I guess. But unfortunately, because it's coming in so often and they are so good at like compressing up that ground and really choking the defence, is that you look up and there's nothing really that sticks out to kick to, so you just kind of put it on the boot because you want to clear the space. But then they just swarm wherever the ball lands and just get it straight back in, and usually by that stage you can't switch on well enough to kind of get it back. So again, you know, just kicking it to no one, you know, just not quite getting it right. Good there from AJ, and that's a much better kick. But you know, like, you know, AJ's just trying to make something happen because really we can't actually work through that zone. And so we're relying on just a bit of a kick out to the wing to kind of, you know, try and make something happen, but it's good defence from us. Again, they just got the layers on the shell, and then as soon as they break, even now they just go back and just line up, all of them pointing and directing. Anyway, still in it, nearly halfway through the quarter, so just kept with him for a quarter and a half. Pretty good centre clearances, I must admit. Just a bit unlucky there. Certainly didn't think the midfield got that beaten all day. I don't think anyone really got like that beaten or didn't play that well. We just found it incredibly difficult to just get through what Echuca put up against us, and it was just like a bit of a combined team effort that we weren't quite good enough to be able to work through what they did to us. So, but anyway, again, just like really good hustle from us. But again, you can see just 3, 11, 14, 6 coming around the back there, 10 on the outside. The guy on that little back there, yeah, you can see that they just set up really well. Unlucky. Good effort from the boys there. Just just getting on top here, just with weight of possession, isn't it? Just staying in the forward half, and we might repel 1 or 2 of them, but they just end up just got nowhere to go. Clearance from Jack. Just good hustle, but just got nothing on really. Dirty ball. They just wanted it. Just good movement from around the contest. They just nothing too major. Just things that are always going to just get you a bit of ball. Movement around that contest, that centre clearance. It's not like our boys weren't doing it, but it just seemed like they just wanted it a little bit more. Put in just a little second effort, or just got their timings a little bit better. And then when we try and kick it forward, that's all that really we got going, is we just kick it into danger a lot of the time. But you can see here, look, just sitting in their little lines, in their triangles, compress in, make the shell, 25, pointing to the hole, getting 61 in line, 7 comes out. Look at that line across that half back. It's just so hard to pick that off. Let's see. He looks up now, and he's just got absolutely nowhere to go. Jim, Will, you guys all need to get out of there. Just create a bit of space. Look how many people are around the ball right now. And then who do we go to? We just got nothing really to go to. Whereas if we could spread out a little bit, it's a really good mark from AJ. Again, he just looks up and just looks at the wall. Ends up going for a really good kick there in Riz. But then Bruno, Riz, he just had hit Bruno or Harry there straight away. And then just ends up kicking straight to the opposition. And look, the transition not good enough. Just kind of watching. And they get a really good entrance. Really good from the defence there again. Bruno again, River, AJ, Sammy, Kai. But again, we just look up and we just see the zone. It's 26, 7, 1, 4, 10, 22. Look how well it is. Look how well it's set up. 25, 11, 23. Oh, look at that move. It's like, it's nearly impossible to get through something like that, boys. This would beat senior teams of football. Honestly, it's pretty good to watch. 24, 11, 17, they all line up. We've done really well just to flood that defence, and we just get a bit of a messy ball in. So, yeah, I think, yeah, you either got to make it messy and pick through the zone, or and you really can't be scared of what you're looking at. You got to just really think your way through this kind of play. But as you can see, round one, and they're already doing this. Like, yeah, Jesus. Again, short little chip game, working really well there. Yeah, got to get it in way quicker than that. Oh, unlucky. Needed to either swing that through the middle or just get that deeper, I think, a bit quicker. Don't give them the opportunity to set up there. You can see again, just shells on the outside, 17, 6. But they win that centre clearance. Just sitting off our men a little bit, getting sucked in. Pretty good goal in the end for them. Yep, just some good movement through the middle there from Cronin. Paddy, good hustle. See how quick they move it in, just get the ball, get it in long. But really good from our boys there. Really good from Bruno again. Ashton, you got gups on there. Instead you just kicked to two people in the middle of nowhere. Really good from Riz. And just a good tackle really. Yep. Everyone just got lost in transition. Look how well they set up as defensively again, 23 and 11 on the back of that. Doesn't matter, they just heave it forward. Great defence from us. Paddy, you read those balls so well. And Riz, it's always good when you're back there. See, good clearance, good pressure on the ball again. It was just this kind of stuff that just kind of kept us in it for periods of the game, that's for sure. And you see them all just immediately leave that contest and they all set up here. All pointing. Yep, two to that side, one to the front. Immediate shell around. And they just can work it out the back. Yep, put the spare man there. At the front, sorry. Not really good from Sammy. Just playing in front of his man, like, you know, simple stuff. Lucky to get away with that. Maybe not playing as close as we could. You know, not kind of, I don't know, honouring that kind of centre clearance. You really need to just get a man on there, really, when you're that close to goals. Really good kick out of the back line there. That's the kind of kick that you want. and then Kai kind of sets up, which is good. But yeah, just too hard. Look at that zone, 15, 25, and see they just keep it hemmed in. 15 again. Look at them stalking. 6, 17 on this outside as well. And yeah, even when we do spend all our energy getting the ball because we've had the hustle and bustle, we just look up and it's just a wall of green. 16, 6, 17 there, 25 out the back here. We'll just run out straight into position. Yep, just messy ball, that's where we do our best work. Yep, Jack, you need to get out of the way there, you're just right in position. And again, we just have to go down the line, hit and hope. And we don't transition well enough, because look, I can see 3 spare men through the middle. This guy off half back, I wonder if he's going to get it. No, doesn't need to. Oh, yep, there he goes, there he got it. And then swings it across because they're all just in the right position. Shifted the zone slightly to the middle and then opens up something else. That is really good. And unfortunately just kicked it out of bounds. You can see here, look, we're just wandering around. Ashton, Gups, Will Friday even, Bruno. You're on 26 at least, but yeah, Jack. Just kick straight into the zone again. And on the outside. Alright, second half. Yeah, I think it's just going to be very hard to actually work out how to beat these guys if you. Yeah, we certainly need to get better at kicking, but I don't think I've seen an 18s zone like this in the last couple of years that I've played. So, but anyway, it's good to have footage like this so that we can actually try and think of something that will work. Yeah, like the way that we play. You know, that hustle that we have, that ability to get a lot of turnovers and to keep a lot of possession away from them. It's going to beat a lot of teams, but then, yeah, we just can't pick our way through this because this kind of stuff's great, you know, like we get so much possession through those little turnovers just because we're just so hard at the ball. I don't know why that wasn't just play on. Because, you know, that's the kick. That's the kick that we look for. That's the right one there, yep. Then AJ, you probably just need to turn and get the kick there. Yep, that's the right kick there. Just need to hit that. But yeah, good enough to get it back well, which is good. And yeah, just a little short chip into Gups. That's how you break through this zone. Me get my warning. It's a midfielder that's just cut in through our zone. But really good that we push him out wide here. There we go. You can see that if you just man up on that zone a bit, not try and zone off yourself, you can disrupt the way that they like to bring it out as well. They've got some really good half-backs, but I think that if you can kind of keep it away from that line, I think they might struggle if you could just get it a bit deeper. And I really back our midfielders to kind of match it with their midfielders. So, because a lot of this through the middle of the ground, this is just kind of midfielder, repeat stoppage kind of stuff. They're just a little bit better at taking it away from the contest than we are. We're pretty good at, halving the actual contest itself. But, yeah, those little shells on the outside, you can just see that blonde fella out the back there. He just holds his width. Just creates that little bit of extra space for him. Yeah, that guy was pretty good. Bruno, even Cody there, just quick. Yeah. If you're going to run out 20 metres, you probably just need to get that a bit higher up and then just, a bit slack on the transition there. But yeah, just little mistakes that we can fix up. Good hustle from the boys again. Again, you can see this just like 7, 18, 1, 25, 6. I'm just holding these layers on the outside. All talking to each other. Guy on the outside talking to the layer inside. But again, just that dirty ball is the stuff that we're good at. I can get a little bit of a takeaway here, but we've just compressed the ground a bit here too much, so we've got no room to move. Cody and Paddy Dunstan there, you guys need to start getting out of there. Oh, is that Will, is it? Yeah, that's Will. You guys need to start creating that room instead of just tracking the ball along the boundary line. You guys really need to start spreading out and creating a bit of space for that kick to go to, because otherwise it just gets turned over like that. I reckon this first 5 minutes kind of just rattled us a little bit. They got a couple of really easy ones, and then we really felt like we couldn't do anything against them. So we played for 5 minutes here, and they've kicked I think 2 points, maybe even 3 points, and then the goal then. Been kind of, and because it's just been kind of a few mistakes from us. You can see the body language already, just a little bit. A bit more defensive minded, I think here, a bit more resolute instead of still thinking that we can, still working on the things that we know how to do. Because if you go into your shell, it's just good to practice always trying to play the best version of footy that you can instead of trying to, just try to negate what they try to do. Tackle. Great hustle from the defence. Clever. But straight out. It's a good kick. Now Cody, you need to shape around. River, you just need to also shape around there. Just good hustle from the boys. Probably never the right thing to do there, Adam. Is that hand pass, but I've been guilty of doing stuff like that myself, so usually just try and hold that up a bit maybe. Again, they've just got good movement through those centre bounces, through those clearances. Well done, Sammy. Really, really good from Sammy there. Gives us an opportunity. But again, just not kicking to anyone really in particular. Just need to take that mark. And unlucky, just a bit of a kick and hope there, but you can see that everyone just kind of feels that pressure, don't you? And then, yeah, this is pretty good movement. They've just opened up the zone, opened up the centre of the ground, streaming through. Like that's pretty good footy to watch from a half back. Just shifted the defence. Everyone just ran over, not really thinking about either running with a man or just kind of hitting an area. Just everybody just got shifted, and then they just flicked it back through the middle, and just that movement. Caught a few boys flat-footed, and you can see the body language now. It's pretty. It's hard chasing tail all day, so this first 10 minutes of this second half, I think it was really, they really got on top of us here. But I think we recovered quite well, actually. They only kicked another 3 goals for the whole game, so look, they never really, they did that once or twice, but I don't think I'm scared of their ball movement. Because they do play the zone, the ball movement can sometimes look a little clunky. So they do rely on just the fact that zone's going to suffocate the other team so much that they can just get their opportunities, kind of thing, and just kick enough goals that it'll be enough. So if you can pick through that, and if you can kind of break this defence that they have, they're not going to be able to score a heap of points. I've been quite impressed with the fact that they haven't really been able to do much like really good ball movement like just before. A lot of the stuff that they do is this messy stuff. They do back their one-on-ones is something that I must say. Like, they just kick it to the bloke that they know that they're where the space that they're meant to kick it to, and then it's kind of like up to the guy to hit the space and make the most of it. So I think against a team like us who just kind of play really dour and really ferocious at the ball, it can make it very difficult for a Chuka to kind of move through us. So just need to be able to pick through this defence, and I reckon anyone's a chance against this team. Again, look, it's not super clean coming out. We've been able to stifle it a bit, push them to the boundary, and ended up, that looked pretty good for us. I don't know if that's the kick, but anyway, free kick here. Yep, that is the right kick. Just needed to get someone at the fall of the ball. And you can see that this is our kind of zone working pretty well here. A bit unfortunate, Riv. But really good flooding in the backline. Look at that Sammy there. Really good Sammy. Good AJ. That's the kind of kick that you're looking for. Unfortunate Mitchie. Again, Sammy just fingertip in. Hustle over the boundary. Very good from you, Sammy. movement, AJ. Lucky Gups. Yeah, they just build their wall. But again, just messy ball coming in. Forcing them just to, not really get a good clean look at it. So this last couple of minutes has been a bit better. I know that they've maybe had time in their half a bit more, but certainly we're just disrupting that play that they like to do just by keeping it a bit messy, putting a lot of pressure on and just not letting them set up so cleanly. I think Sammy getting his body into a couple of the contests there, just really giving us a bit more time to kind of get to the ball. Bruno just wanted it more. Good kick out into space. And that's a pretty good kick out into space as well. Sonny just doesn't get the right, but puts his body on and just cops a whack and gets a free kick for it. So really good from Sonny. Got to look inside there. Just missed the kick. So again, all that hard work to get it down there. We just missed the last kick because we're just going right into that pocket there, Sonny probably, and adds, you need to be cleverer than just screaming for it in the pocket there. It's going to attract Sonny to want to kick. He's going to want to kick to a short target. So, but yeah, Sonny also, you need to look more central there. I think we don't want to get lost in those pockets. But again, just a little bit of time in our forward half, which is nice. Gives our backs a second to breathe. Unlucky Riz. But yeah, look how really dangerous they are across that middle. And just all they needed was just a metre on their opponent, and that was all they really needed. And unfortunately, we just put that pressure back on ourselves. Like from Sonny's kick, if that had just gone into the middle and maybe could have got a repeat stoppage or spent a bit of time there. Now we're back down at their goals and the backs are under siege again. You need to look in the middle, but you see 25, 4 and 6, they just clog that space that you'd really want to go to. It makes it so difficult. Look at that, 7, 17, 22, 6, 25, all just covering off that middle. I can only imagine what it looks like out there. It just must be just so... it just would look like they've just got twice as many players as us. That's good from you, Riv. It's a good kick. Well done, lads. Sort of getting up the ground a bit. Sammy and AJ just building that shell around the back there. That's really good. Will just not getting too sucked in. Good. Yeah, you can see what happens when you actually just don't overcommit. But yeah, Sammy, you need to get out of the way there. Kai, you need to set up better there. Switches on there, look. But we're just not super aware of it. And then they just looks like sometimes they look like they're going in slow motion. It was good though, forced to kind of hurried kick, but yeah, good tackle from them. Just didn't have anything to go to. Just, and then gets a hand on it, which is good, but can't stop them all. I think this is the first kind of mark that they've had in this kind of, really good spot to kick a football in. So I can't remember another one. I think we've done really well at actually being able to spoil them. Like Riv, you did fantastically down there, and Sammy as well. Bruno, Kai, and Cody and Paddy. All of you guys just did really well at keeping the ball on the deck and not just letting him have really, really clean looks at it. So but, you can kind of see we're getting a bit tired. We're just finding it very difficult to get anything going. We did, well, it was like, nearly 7 or 8 minutes there where we kind of kept them without a goal. So, big chunks of time, but you spend so much of your energy trying to just like will it forward kind of thing. And then you just don't take your opportunity, and then they just kind of just give you that position game as well, where they just force you down the field. But stoppages and stuff still perfectly fine. Just another kind of kick to no one. Just mop it up too easily. Jack, you did so much hard work to get the ball there. And you just kind of, Harry, can see what you're trying to do there, but we're just not in the position to do any short kicks there, are we? So it's just kind of like you look up and you think, okay, well, I just need to get this as long as possible. And it's quite a negative mindset in terms of having to think like that. You've seen Bruno do it quite a lot. He just gets it on the boot and gets the distance, because that's really the only thing. And you're just trying to play the percentages. You're just thinking, okay, we just need it further down the field, because this style of play, this kind of messy, kind of just stoppage kind of play, we are actually doing all right at. So you do kind of think, okay, well, I'll just put it on the boot, and then we'll just play some territory, kind of just try and lock it down a bit further down the field. But in the end, it ends up just kind of going to no one, because no one's really ready for it. You don't really set up for it. But in a game like this also, like if you're a forward, you can't be behind your defender. The kick out the back, if you ever think that that's going to happen, it's such a, low percentage. Whereas if a much higher percentage if one or two of you actually goes at the ball or stands in front of the opponent and tries to get that one in front of them, and then maybe one bloke, who sees that two go forward, he takes off. Like if it's someone like Jet or someone who sees, Ads and maybe Sonny coming up, and he goes, all right, now I'm the one that's going to get that one out the back if these boys can kind of get it. So, but if you're all just standing behind your opponent and they try and do the quick one out. So it's a little bit of both. You do need to lower your eyes, and you do need to look for those kind of small targets. But if they're just not there because it's all just a bit messy, then people forward need to be a little bit more aware of what needs to happen as well. As you can see here, we just win a heap of ball when we just keep it in the contest. Again, just love to see that kind of go somewhere a bit more with a bit more purpose than that. Because the transition's horrible. Look at these blokes just jogging through the middle, whereas there are Chuka blokes line up around on the outside. But just little 1%ers by guys like Harry and Paddy there. I've seen Brad do quite a lot of little 1%ers and stuff. Friday and Marksy, you guys always do those kind of little things as well. Riz. But Little one from Jack there, good position. But yeah, it's just hand passing into the hot zone. Keeping it messy though, you know, just keeping possession. But, you know, we've got nowhere to go. And you can look Riz, Paddy, Mitch, all just walking around at that outside instead of kind of really getting to where you need to go. And just, yeah, a little mistake and just a bit of a sloppy tackle, and then yeah, they just cut through again. 17 holds in the zone. Paddy trying to cover 2 men. Happy just to chip it around. This is tempo footy. This is just back half. This is exactly what we would like to do. This is where we want to. This is where we want to get to. Maybe, you know, off the back half we can now take a bit of a riskier kick because, you know, the kick going to be down in our forward half. Now we've got possession. And you can see there they just chipped it around. And the kicks weren't like super safe kicks. They were a little bit dangerous. You know, it wasn't like they were just kicking, but they weren't really kicking to 2-on-1s. They were just kicking to a man running into space. And I think at this point we look like we're a little bit tired from just chasing them all day and just putting the effort into just being able to make these kind of contests as kind of scrappy and physical as they are. It takes a lot out of you. But yeah, you can just see them already lining up again here and see him pointing there. Just got above the kicker. None of them rush in. 17, 6, they all just sit on the outside because they just back their mates to get the right job in and just be ready for the exit if it ever happens. So, yeah, they just crushed us with defense, really. It's not particularly that, you know, that's a pretty standard way of moving the ball, isn't it? Just chip it around the back line, go for a bit of a territory kick, you know, let the midfielders kind of get it in forward and clear the space out for the forwards to kind of get to work. So literally everything that we try to do, that's just example of what they're doing. So, and you can see this is exactly why I want us to do this, because this is just a style of football that will beat most under 18 sides. It's just too well structured and too well. If you're just not perfect, it's just too hard to beat. So, but I think if you play the same way, if you can just match their zone, keep them from getting too much clean ball forward, then yeah, maybe that's one way of doing it. So it's a much better kick, Jack. Perfect spot into the zone. Just needed someone front and centre there. And you throw that ball away a little bit too much sometimes with those ones. Just a bit unlucky there. A little bit lucky there. Again, yeah, just not switched on to the transition there. Gups and Ashton. And then look, they just play the safe card, just kick out to the sitting in the zone. Look, 10 doesn't come too far in. Lets his mate come through 1. Then look, he goes back to an anchor shape. And 17 was going to fill that hole. You can see 14 there. And just, yep, they just move it forward, and then look, they just all move into the position that they know that they need to be in. You can see this line start to form. You can see this line start to form through the middle. All these boys just kind of already walking into number 10, 25. Yep, now they're in position. 12. And look, it'll be a point, and you look at how hard it'll be for us to bring it out because they're already all in position, basically. So we did have an outnumber over this side, but hard to see. Don't really know what happened there, but obviously we got the ball. Bruno just does a bit of a... Oh, I'll just get the ball forward here, boys. Yep, good from Ads. Oof. Just a little mistake. But everyone's just gone in. Good hustle again from the forwards. Great tackle from Ads there. That was that one where you ran from half-back. I think you were the one that kicked it over to Bruno, and then you ran forward. That's the kind of stuff that we need from our forwards, buddy. That's fantastic from you. But Jet, you know, I think you just kind of, in that moment, you kind of showed where you could kind of really be a really good beneficial. Just that forward pressure, that movement at the big fella's feet. You know, you'll come up against some teams that you can kind of get some confidence on, because this is just a very difficult team to play against. So, but yeah, obviously a few boys, you know, couldn't really get their hands on it that much. A few boys kind of went in and out of the game a bit. I wouldn't say that there was you know, Paddy Dunstan was pretty consistent across the game, I think. You know, Reese has been pretty good, AJ. But yeah, just really difficult game to kind of get started on when you're playing a team as good as this. You know, that's just some good football. Unlucky Brad couldn't get the mark there. Again, they just did enough to get it out of there, and that's actually good setup. So Paddy, you want the ball there in the middle there. You're on the outside of that line, and you can get the ball by punching through or by calling it on the outside. But again, they just got these shells on the outside, and we're just too slow in transition there. Way too slow in transition. Bruno, eyes only on the ball. Needs to kick that there, just one of those two. Probably the first one. It was probably Cody Az, was it? Yep. I reckon you just get that, and then he has a bit more of a better look at the inside. Again, we're just getting really lazy here. All the boys here just kind of wandering around. But, you know, they're just tired. Chris here just calling. He's tired. Everyone looks out on their feet. Yeah, as you can see, just relentless defence, relentless structure. Just getting the job done. All right. 10 minutes to go. Let's see how the boys can do. Yeah, look at that press. All the defence just come up straight away. This is good. Good from Paddy. Good from everyone there. Good pressure from everyone there. And again, Paddy. Just another little 1%er. Oh, I don't know how that wasn't a free kick. Okay, not really giving him that good of a look at it, are we? Yeah, I still think that there's it's been hard to find anything that great that we've done here, isn't it? I think that's just frustration area, isn't it? Yeah, no point being too frustrated at this. This game, boys, is just just a much better prepared unit, really. I think, like I said, I reckon if you can just break their plan A down, I don't think they've got much of a plan B. I reckon if we can just get ourselves up and about, during the year, so that we can get to this level of football. They've looked vulnerable in finals when teams have really just smothered them and been really aggressive with them and stuff like that. So, kind of by this stage of the game, we're just kind of just trying to get the thing over with, I think. But backs just never really gave up. All the sting's kind of gone out of it here, but still guys just still competing as best they can, which is good. Just hit Will there. Yep, it's too late. Yep, now we got to go just long. Hasn't worked all day, but we'll try it again. There we go. And now we're just... Hunter's exhausted. Cody's probably exhausted. Yep, next one. Look at them all just running off their man. Even Tui's can't even... He's getting outrun at this stage, He's just had to run in the middle all day. Hands on heads. And just, everything kind of just breaks down a little bit here. You can see that even though they must be pretty tired as well, they're still in position, still really focused on what they need to do. But anyway, I don't think many other teams are going to be able to do this, so it'll be much more interesting to see what happens next week and the week after, I think. Obviously, I'm going to put some things into practice and see if we can get ourselves to kind of be able to work through stuff like this, but there's a whole rest of the competition that we need to be able to play good footy for as well, so we might have to add some kicks back into our drills, again, just not hitting targets, not squaring off. Just everything getting a little bit slow and lazy here. Not that they're playing super good footy at this stage, but we've certainly lost all the sting out of our tail. But yeah, kicking was like one thing that's just was so obvious out there. Like, I'd hate to know, I don't know, have we even got many kicks and marks? Like maybe, I don't know, 10 in the whole game maybe, kick to a mark. I can't think of many. Not a lot of handball receives. I don't think I've seen one switch. So too good. Yeah, just all the sting's gone, and everyone's had enough, I think. So hard to kind of judge the last couple of minutes, but I think we show a little bit of pride here and just lock them down for a couple of minutes. So the things that we really need to work on is definitely our kicking. Definitely our kicking. Yeah, structure. Picking holes through the ground and just doing like little 45 kicks. Switches. One thing that we have done really well is just the pressure that we've put on them. Certainly not scared to go after them. Yep, good kick there. That's another good kick. See, that's not bad. That's probably our best bit of use for the day. And it's a great kick, Hunter. Fantastic. Yep, that's probably the kick. Fortunately, just didn't have guys at the fall of the ball. And then, just all a bit tired now. Good intercept. But again, they're just too good. Read the ball well. And then weren't scared to do this. Look at him go on the other side here. Ooh, got very lucky there. You can just see their natural reactions is just to do those kind of things, He looked up, saw it was a bit congested, knew that there was an open side, knew that we'd were a bit slow on our feet, and just got lucky with the bounce there and adds to kind of wrap him up. Good work to finish the game without let him kick another one. That's it. So obviously a bit to work on. One of those games that's certainly not going to be what. Our game's probably not something not to focus on. I think their game was definitely more. We'll get a lot more out of analysing what they did, how super disciplined they were, just across the middle of the ground. And so if anyone has any questions, or we'll have a bit of a chat about it on Thursday and see if we can get some ideas. But hopefully that gives you just a bit of an indication of what it's going to take to kind of to match it with the best. I think, like I keep saying, we're gonna do well against a lot of other sides because they're not going to be able to do anything like that. But you can see there we just really couldn't get anything going, and so I think that's something that we need to focus on, how to get through that, but also how to replicate that, because if we can do that to other teams, then we'll be really good. And I reckon our little 1%ers will get us over the lines against these other teams that can do it as well. So anyway, lots of positives, lots to learn from. So anyway, until next week.